All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call this meeting to order. Welcome any and all those in the galley. If anybody like to make a public comment unrelated to the agenda item, please do so. I see none saying being done. All right, gentlemen, we have one item on our agenda here today. Scott, would you like to highlight anything at all, or?
So there's no changes to the agenda, and this is the select board to possibly vote on a candidate to fill the vacant select board seat.
All right, okay.
I have a question.
You're right ahead.
So when you say possibly vote, what does that mean?
Gives you discretion.
Here's the problem.
Yep.
How many people do we have sitting on this board?
4.
Okay, all right. It may not come out.
You may find that most of the wording in your agendas since the time you started always say possibly.
Very well. Doesn't occur to me.
Could be discussion.
Somebody could stroke out here too at some point. Anyway, would somebody like to make a motion?
Well, given that I missed the interviews, would somebody like to tell me what they heard?
They're both here. They're both here. You have two strong candidates. Make no mistake about it. How they're going to fit, that I can't exactly tell you. But they came off very strong, both. And I think both could do the job on this board without any problem, without any issue.
Would you like to talk to either one of them some more?
Would you like to talk with Charlie and John?
Oh, I mean, my primary concern is the ability to do the job and the time it takes to do the job. For example, right now we're in the middle of Board of Civil Authority appeals for valuations. That takes up a lot of time. There's the hearings every single Wednesday until the process is completed. And then there's inspections that have to be done, and there's inspection reports and opinions that need to be written. That takes up a lot of time. And, at other times during the year, we have budget season, which usually has special meetings. Though Scott's done a good job of reducing those. And then there's other times in the year. And, one of my concerns is people need to show up and do that job. And, going on vacation is not an excuse. We live in a world where we can have hybrid meetings and basically can participate from anywhere in the world. Yeah. I have several. Okay.
Because we're in recording, Charlie. Thank you.
Comes the next thing.
And if you don't mind me making a comment, this board, since I've been here, has a long history of showing up.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've made it fully clear. When I put my name into the ring for this position, I did my best to talk to Scott, to Sarah, to yourself, to other people about the select board, to do my background. Now, as you guys know, I'm no longer the president of the Chamber of Commerce. So that's a wonderful lack of meetings now. And I still have to be present at some of them, but I feel that my schedule and the way that the inn is now is that I could commit to, like I sat down and sort of did the full thing. And if it's 5 to 7 meetings a month, I'll make it work. And if I have to Zoom on some of them, I have to Zoom, like if I do get this position, I know there's a vacation coming up where I would, be on Zoom for one of them. But yeah, I'm interested in the future of the town, and it's something that I can make the schedule work. Now, if it's Tuesday of foliage weekend, and I'll do my best to be here. I can't 100% commit to every single meeting for the entire year, but I will give my 99.9.
No one can make every single meeting in the year, but it's the participating on a regular basis. As you know, because you sit on the DRB, that board has been challenged with getting people to participate. Hence, I joined as an alternate. Not because I really wanted to, but because Cheryl had to postpone hearings on zoning permits, which is a big issue. And, you know, it's the same with some of the work we do, you know, either through the BCA or the Board of Abatement, you know, where people are counting on us to make decisions on a timely basis.
Yep.
So it's just important. Now, I realize you can't make every meeting. I don't, but, you know, I was able to make meetings when I was serving in the legislature in Montpelier and when I'm in Wyoming. So I don't think I've missed a meeting for those two reasons. So, John, do you want to?
Yeah. We're in the airport. Tried to get-
Oh, yeah, I probably was.
Well, I mean, I certainly understand your concern, but I think my track record speaks for itself. In the 10 or so years I was on the planning commission, and many times I was the only person in the room and had to cancel many meetings and had the same issues as the DRB. So I was at most of those meetings. Any meetings that, especially during the peak of COVID, we did via Zoom. So the only time I'm ever missing a meeting, and that includes the VCA or potentially select board, is if I physically cannot be there for one reason or the other. But again, I think my track record that I'm always around. I work from home. I'm working all day today at the election from 10 to 4 because I can, you know, work my schedule around, you know, being kind of an independent worker. So I don't have any problem at all keeping schedules and showing up when I need to.
I guess I have a question for both of you, and I'm reluctant to bring it up, it's my nature. I got on the board because there was a vacancy. There's been a vacancy for a considerable period of time, and I had served previously in Dover on other boards. Only reason I got on the board was to keep the process moving. I have zero agenda. I don't care much, not that I don't care, I don't have any plans for the future of the town of Wilmington, except for making my seat here important enough to keep this process going forward. All right. I just think that's, in my opinion, that's the best way to go, is to get this process continued, the success that it's had in the past, and to keep going forward. I wonder if either of you would like to comment. Do you have an agenda walking in the door, things you want to get done, or do you just want to participate, which is good, to keep the process moving forward with the other members of the committee? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and you asked me this question when we had the interview, and I do have ideas as what I think would improve the town. Certainly not going to be, you know, if you want someone to come on the board who's going to nod his head every time you say vote yes and say yes, then certainly don't put me on the board. Okay? I will look at every side of every question and decision, and if I feel that we're right, everybody's right, I'll fight as hell for that. If I feel that we're wrong, I will give my opinion. I won't be an ASS about it, but I will give my opinion, and I won't be afraid to do that. I think you guys know that.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't have an agenda. I think that this town, in the next 10 to 15 years, the select board has a lot of challenges to get through, and I want to be a part of that. You know, it's from the bridge to, we talk about it in the chamber a lot of time. There's a lot of businesses where the owners are retiring and there's not someone to take over the business. So we're going to have a lot of empty buildings. And, you know, that's, without an agenda, I really think it's important the select board for the businesses and the tourism of the valley and getting more people into the valley, either as tourism or residential to live here. But yeah, without an agenda, I just want to see this town. My wife and I got married in Newburyport, Massachusetts, sort of the town you can park your car and walk everywhere. And that's why we bought the inn, and that's why we love Wilmington. It's an amazing town. And any guest that I have at the end that says they drove through and then stopped and came back to come check it out, I want to see that. This town is beautiful and it's amazing, but with the bridge going on, with all the new projects going forward, we really have to concentrate on that, is that while our number one industry maybe tourism or maybe not, it still is a very important part of this valley. And how do we, you know, so no agenda, but those things I'm important.
And just personally, I'd like to thank you both. I think you both, Tom said, you're both excellent candidates, and I appreciate you taking the time. I don't know how it's gonna work out, but thank you very much.
And we know John's feet up right now, the Yankees are no longer playing.
Yeah, that's well now where my Yankee hat today, so yeah, it was brutal.
On your earlier question, listen, I've gone back and forth about my schedule, and I understand you guys all see me in running a million directions. But without the chamber, I've talked to Cheryl about DRB that I'd probably become an alternate as well and still be available. And we've already talked about other candidates as well to help out DRB. But, you know, this is, my wife and I sat down and she said, are you aware of what this is? You know, Sarah sat us both down and said, are you aware of the number of meetings and all that stuff? And we are committed to make things work. Now, yes, you know, I do go in 100 directions, but this is another direction I'd like to have.
Thank you, I'm done.
Gentlemen? Motion?
Arm wrestling, next.
Did you want to discuss this first?
I'm the new guy, don't you look at me.
How new were you? All right.
It's not, it's really flip of a coin.
It really is. There's no, I'm not gonna deny that.
Start.
Okay. Like to make a motion?
John, throw John right underneath that.
Well, you know, no, John, no, it's all right. I moved, we appoint Charlie Foster as the empty select board seat. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion second, to appoint Charlie Foster to the select board seat. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. It is
John,
2000.
don't go anywhere yet. Okay, we still want you involved. Don't make no mistake about it. We do want
I'm
you
already
involved.
involved, but sure.
That's right.
No,
That's
we don't
right.
want that to
Yeah.
disappear. We want to continue.
This is a
DRB.
remainder- This is a remainder of a 3-year seat, and Charlie would have to run again. Then there's.
He has to run it. You have to run again in March. Okay,
That's my
so it's not a matter that, yes, this right now, it's just from now until March. And you may hate it by then too, so who the hell knows,
So really,
right?
don't
So-
go anywhere.
So, no, but this is not a condemnation of John. This is a flip of a coin. And unfortunately, John, you lost again. Okay, and we don't,
Okay.
we don't,
Bad week.
we don't mean to be knocking you down. If there's
So
any
I'm
supporter,
used to it.
if there's anybody on this board that is your supporter, it's me.
I
And you can ask Scott the same thing. We've argued about you over and over again.
I'm sure you have.
Okay,
You-
all right.
You also know how thick my skin is.
Well, but no, we do not want to lose anyone that's making that kind of a commitment to this community. This board,
Both of you bring an enormous value. So the opportunity to work with either of you is good for me. You know, it is a big deal. It's not an easy.
this is a real flip of a coin.
Yeah,
And
that's
John, I
very
do
good.
not want you to take that personally, though.
I
I'm
do
very
not.
serious.
Should have been watching the Chiefs last night, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well,
I was watching the Chiefs last night, but yeah. Anyway, all right. Gentlemen, anything else for the good of Wilmington today?
Thank you for coming.
thank you.
Thank you
Okay.
both, yes.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? I doubt there would be anybody opposed.
Does he
All right.
adjourn process?
Yeah, he has to be sworn in. Yeah, there's also,
Just
do we
search
still
out,
have a select board manual?
I think it's online now.
I have an old one.
What I'd like to do is make sure that, I think there's one online, and I'd like to make sure everyone gets one. I have to double check on that. Search, search out Therese to be sworn in. So as soon as you're sworn in, then you can act on the board. The next meeting is,
The next meeting is tomorrow night. The 14th.
oh,
After the board is finished.
yeah, for you, yeah, the select board's next meeting, of course, is in 14 days on the 19th. If you were able to track down Therese today and choose, I don't know if she can swear you in today or not. Depends on how badly she wants your help, I think. But she could in fact swear him in at the BCA meeting.
To be there. Gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Hey, Tony, it's 9:30. You are late for your appointment, goddammit, okay?